if everybody's in their 20s complaining about the dating market now, what you think the dating market is going to be for you 20 years from now?
Every man is expected to be a gentleman.
Yeah.
Women are not expected to be ladies.
Ooh.
Right? I'm expected to hold the door for you. You're not expected to say thank you.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm expected to be polite and be nice at all times. Ladies first, right? Pay the bill, etc. These norms are still very strong on the male side, but you're not necessarily expected to respect me or my authority or what I think, or defer to my authority or my leadership. Women are not taught that. If anything, I would argue it's the other way around. Women are taught you're independent, be strong, don't listen to a man, and you don't need a man.
Queen.
Right? So in other words, my roles are static. I always have to be a man. Your roles are negotiable. You can pick and choose when you want to be a lady. That's a problem. Because I look at it like, why the am I going to sit here, make money, acquire status, acquire resources, and then deal with a chick that doesn't want to do her job when I have to do my job all the time? That's not a fair deal for me, right?
But if you're doing your job as a man, then it shouldn't be hard to find a woman that wants to do the job for you.
Here? In this country?
She's basically saying like, if you got your shit together, it should be easy to find this woman, which I see her perspective.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is that you need to become a top 1% man to get 50 percentile results. Does that make sense? Like, this should be like the basics.
I guess it's because I think differently. I don't know. But I just feel like as long as you show consistency in what you want to be, so what you say is what you do, regardless of if you're starting here or you're in the middle or you're already up here. Like, as long as you're consistent and what you say is what you do, then you should be able to
be a man of my word.
Yeah.
Right? Do the right thing.
Correct.
Okay, well, how's that fair when women are taught do what's right for you? If I'm supposed to do what's right, but you do what's right for you, who's going to take an L every single time?
I mean, he said that women should...
Okay, let me answer it for you. I'm going to take the L every single time because I'm doing what's right because I'm held to this high standard. You're doing what's right for you because society tells you should always be happy. This is why the marriage rates have plummeted. What is that?
What is happiness?
That's the problem. No one can define it because women always change it. And it's unachievable for you guys.
Well,
I'll just let you.
Well, from
you
a
don't agree that women are perpetually unhappy?
Well, I was going to say, add into this from the mental health perspective. One of the biggest challenges that I'm realizing in therapy sessions is ladies are going to therapy, talking to therapists, counselors about their issues and ills of the relationship that they're in, and they're walking out being told the most important thing is your happiness. So when you have people who are giving oaths, who are making promises on their wedding day, and then, life happens, things change, feelings change, he's still thinking through the lens of, I'm not going anywhere. Things are hard, things suck, I'm not getting sex as much as we used to get. She may have put on some pounds.
Why?
Yeah, fat.
Yeah, like whatever it is,
Yeah.
his initial impulse isn't to leave. Oftentimes, ladies are being indoctrinated in the therapy session that they can and should. So there is this element of...
So
I'm
sorry, do you give that advice?
Do I do what?
Do you give that advice to leave?
Rarely.
Okay.
Rarely,
good.
but the instances that I do, it's usually abuse.
Right.
Chronic cheating, where there wasn't an agreement at some point in time between both parties, because you got to remember, even as guys, they're like, oh, you just letting guys get away with it. You got to realize you're putting her at risk.
Correct.
You're putting her health at risk. You're putting your finances at risk by doing all of this stuff. You really want to get in the habit as a guy of trying to establish with ladies what's the agreement.
But you also got to remember that therapy is a female-dominated field. It's like psychology and psychiatry, etc. And with women coming in and dominating this field, they're giving advice that is more towards the woman's happiness, right? We don't tell women do the right thing. We tell them do what's right for you, which a lot of times is to leave because it's like, oh, I can find something better, right? We the whole,
The
Women
grass
will
is greener
destroy.
where you water it.
I'll put it simple. You said what? The grass is greener where you water it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but most of you bitches don't have enough water. Is the problem? Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's another girl said the same exact thing.
We have to
Oh,
find it.
the grass
Last
is greener
show.
where you
Last
water
show.
it.
Last
Bro,
show, yeah.
it's hilarious because the problem is that you
That's
guys
the
think
quote.
that your water is filtered and fantastic and you got a lot of it. The problem is that you don't. And a lot of times you guys can't afford the lawn that you're trying to water. If we're gonna be honest,
You can't.
You guys want to go ahead and get to have the palatial grass and
What you
it's all
say-
great and all this other stuff. You don't qualify for the men that you think that you have the value to water the grass of.
And when
But
you
what
leave
say and
matters
what
too.
You
do
don't
should
have
be
enough
the
water.
same thing.
But when you leave matters as well. And that's the other thing. Y'all are waiting until after 2 kids, after 5, 8, 10 years, and being like, all right, now I'm unhappy. Now it's time for me to leave. And when you're coming back out there at 35, 38, 44, what do you think is out there waiting for you? If everybody's in their 20s complaining about the dating market now, what you think the dating market is going to be for you 20 years from now? So the reality is everything he's saying is like, I'm actually seeing it. And it's the field is dominated by 75% women and a whole bunch of effeminate men who's also using the same talking points. And the field has kind of moved into a place where they're trying to validate everything.
Also, they make more money. The more therapy sessions you get, the better. There's divorce attorneys. There's divorce courts. There's an entire family court system that's designed to take resources from the man and give them to the woman. So there's an entire infrastructure to keep men and women apart from a financial perspective. So I'll just say it like this, right? Men, right, will sacrifice their happiness for their family. Women will sacrifice their family for their happiness. Women initiate 80% of the divorces. They take the majority of the alimony.
she's struggling.
They're
She's
incentivized. They're incentivized to break up relationships because there's a financial backing to do it, and you can kind of do it with, fault-free divorce.
Wait.
So, so the reality is, like, when I say all these things, I'm not saying this to say, oh my God, relationships are in the shitter. But let me ask you a question, because you've been the one that questioned me the most, which is fine. I like the inquisitiveness. If I gave you $1 million, right? I give you $1 million,
A milli.
and you go ahead and you buy a real estate property, right? And they tell you this property is going to be prosperous. It's going to make you a bunch of money. You're going to be able to get double your money in 10 years, right? 5 years passes, and it's lost 50% of value. How'd you feel about that investment?
Well, what did I do to make it better?
Well, here's the thing. You thought that the neighborhood was going to grow. You thought property, real estate went down, etc. Shit you couldn't foresee, in other words.
Yep.
Goes down 50%. What would you do? They would be pretty pissed off, right?
Come on.
I feel like I don't know. I just feel like there's work that has to be put in. Like, did I not do anything? Is it just because
There are certain things that you
external
just can't
forces?
control, right? The place becomes a crime-ridden area. They fuck it up. It turns into the hood. It is what it is. Property value goes down. It is what it is.
So I had to keep it the whole time. So at one point
You held on to it because you didn't want to
So-
sell it at a loss. But it goes down 50%. How would you feel about that?
I just feel like you can. I don't know. I don't want to say what I think actually.
Say it.
Okay, you're taking the analogy
I
way
wanna-
too literally.
yeah, I
The
am.
point I'm trying to make is that
I
why
am.
are men gonna bust their asses to become super successful, make this money, right, and invest
Mm-hmm.
into properties that they know are gonna depreciate and create headaches for them later, which is modern women. They don't want to obey them. They don't want to serve them. They don't want to be good wives. They want to go to the club and party. They still want to act like they're single, but they have a man. That's where we are as men nowadays in 2025, unfortunately. Girls are more interested in having a lit Instagram than having a lit relationship.
Yep.
Even down to late in if you want to know how close you are to what he's describing, think about when it is you want to have kids and when you want to get married. 20, 30, 50 years ago, you would have probably been saying 20, 18. Now a lot of you are thinking 28, 30. So you've already kind of got those seeds planted in you to delay family, delay being a wife. All the things that would make you attractive to men, you're pushing those things off because you want to have your fun and kind of get that run in. So this is the stuff of like the indoctrination is not just like there was a class of feminism. It's just all around you. You when you look at social media and you see all your girlfriends or homegirls traveling, purchasing stuff, going on all these trips, that requires time and resources. Most people aren't doing that at 16, 17, 18. They're going to college, they're coming out, and then they're seeing social media and it's like, I want to experience that. So what do you think's happening? You're now trying to experience those things as well. And all the while, the time that you were supposed to be focused on the things we're talking about, time's passing you by.
So, girls, do you agree? Disagree?
I disagree
because
with the
I know
beginning.
you've been in therapy. I don't know if you want to share it or like if he's right or
Someone
he's
said
wrong.
they disagree. Who disagrees? Go ahead.
No, I agree.
Only with the beginning portion of what you said.
Sure. What do you disagree with? What part?
About pushing back kids, because I feel like with inflation and everything that's going on, like even childcare costs, and I feel like when you're in a relationship with your man, like my husband is before my kids. It's like me and my husband against these kids. So it's like
Where is he?
if he's being overworked and feels like he needs to make more money, because I think the average, every time you give birth to a baby, it's like the average cost to raise a child is like more than $100,000. I think it's like $300,000.
I think
now.
that was maybe on an earlier conversation before
So-
I came in.
I
Yeah,
think
Yeah,
that
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
So 2 things. Number one, the reason why the cost went so crazy is because who doubled the workforce and increased and stagnated the wages in the first place? Women did. Number 2, women that talk about the cost of kids don't talk about the ability to adjust their life to what a man can afford in terms of a lifestyle.
Well, I'm saying as a couple, like, okay, like
No,
a
but that-
partnership, because that would be like a conversation that you would
Yeah.
have with your man. Like, hey, baby, when do you think is a good time for us to have children? Because if we do have kids right now, you're probably going to have to pick up more hours at work. And then, so it's just like a conversation. Most households, the man is not just working. Now the woman has to work too to be able to afford a comfortable life.
And what I'm
So-
suggesting is because you were born in this era, you presuppose that your income means something to a fancy way of saying it is reimagine you couldn't get a job,
Okay.
but you both want kids at some point.
Is that
How would your lifestyle shift and change so that you could have kids? What ends up happening is because you don't want to change the lifestyle. Now you feel like, well, now we got to send the kids to daycare. Now we got to pay for a nanny.
Wow.
Now we got to do this. Now we got to do that.
Well, that's what I was talking about. Like now, I'm just saying the reflection of now, because honestly, the best situation would be for the mom to stay at home and the dad to go to work. But that's just not the reality with a lot of American families right
And
now.
what I'm suggesting again is, if you maybe I'm saying it different. Maybe I'm not saying it correctly. Rather than adjust your lifestyle to what he can afford, so that he can afford being able to do that and provide for the kids, you would rather continue to work just to maintain.
So you're saying downsize. So you're
Yes.
suggesting, okay,
Yes.
I get that. So
Yes.
maybe
Yes.
like, okay, I get that. I understand. So instead of having
what
2
ex-
cars, you downsize to 1
You
car.
could,
instead of,
or
that makes
To
sense.
what
the cost of the car, the cost of the mortgage,
Okay,
where
that
we're
makes
living in
sense.
a
That
like
makes
as an,
sense.
as an
No.
example.
No, it
If-
makes
like-
sense. That'll make it work.
No, keep going.
That'll
No,
make it work.
Like me and my wife
That's
live
what
in
I wanted to
Jersey,
explain.
right? We're one of the most expensive states in the entire country. Our property taxes, our mortgage,
New Jersey and Connecticut go
Yeah.
back and forth.
our taxes are the cost of some people's mortgages or rent per month.
Sorry, she white or black? Your wife.
Black.
All right, go.
So, so the point I'm making is, if we really, really had to adjust and was like, yo, we want a second kid, but I feel like, Jeff, you're gonna have to pick up more hours, or my wife's gonna have to pick up more hours, I'd be like, or we could just adjust our lifestyle and live better within our means so that we can afford a second kid, even if it's just on my income.